We reached the quarter-final stage of the Greyhound Derby, and 24 dogs remain, and the cream is now rising to the top. Let's look at the first quarter-final, and this is about the most competitive of the four quarters. I think crucially here, Cape Cloud might be a greyhound that has a bearing on the outcome of this race. Let's watch him from trap 4 from last Saturday in the third round. And you can see him banging out the boxes and going right away to the inside. Now, he's got away with that because he's cleared his field here. We can look at his head on as well, because it is quite crucial. As you can see, he really dives to the inside, and he does it in a bit of a hurry as well. So that's going to cause problems, I fancy, in this lineup. Now, he's got Sign It Ace on his inside, and Sign It Ace has got nice early pace. He was 2021 Greyhound of the Year, and he is quality. So I just think that Cape Cloud and Sign It Ace just could rub shoulders in the early exchanges, and it could pave the way for Kildare to take advantage up on the inside. Now, he ran from track 1 on the 28th of May in the second round, and we can have a look at this. He showed a nice turn of early off a fairly moderate break, but just watch here, just edges off slightly, but then he roars up and he gets up inside his rival there and then goes on to score quite readily in the end. It's that brute early pace that I'm interested in here, and the fact that it's the inside line. Just watch here again. Just edges off slightly, but then he corrects himself and he comes back in again, look. So I just think if you can get a half decent break here, get up on the inside of the speed in 3 and 4, then he could take the race at the first turn. Now, it's interesting the fact that 4 and 3 might clash and they might go across somewhat, obviously, Cape Cloud. And Coppice Fox and Price's Jet, they're staying types. They did meet actually on the 28th of May in the second round. And they might just get into the contest late in the day. Coppice Fox, in particular, has been running really well throughout this derby. So let's, in conclusion, look at the picks for the first quarterfinal. It's got to be Kildare. And I think at 11-4, it's well worth taking. Moving on to the second quarterfinal. And you can see there from the graphic that most of these greyhounds are drawn reasonably well. We've got Ballymac Fairone up on the inside. Now, he reached the final last year for Liam Dowling, and he won his heat quite readily last Saturday in the third round. And he's got Aussie Captain probably to contend with. Hello Hammond and Dealish Frankie, they're in the middle. And they're more staying types of greyhound, as is Fawn Rebel, who will mind his business out wide. But it's the greyhound, the anti-post favourite, Bannibal Red, that we're all looking at here. And I think his draw here is very, very good indeed. Now, we met Aussie Captain last week. He ran from trap 5, as he has done for 3 times now. Aussie Captain was in trap 1. Aussie Captain smashed out, but look at the electric early dash from Bannibal Red into the turn. And he runs the bend so well. This is a June 20 puppy, and he's really learning his trade, and he's getting better and better. And down the far side, look, he's extending away from a quality greyhound in the shape of Aussie Captain, who did really well to keep going in the closing stages. But look at Bannibal Red. He really is poetry in motion, and he's a dog that you can see could go very, very deep in this competition. Just watch him here. He stays out reasonably well. Lane 4 3/4, I've got him, and you can see him cutting across and getting in front of his rival Aussie Captain. Now, Ballymac Fairone could try and get up on the inside of Aussie Captain. He'd be about second favourite, I would imagine, for this, and you'd look for the stayers late in the day, but there's no real vulnerability about Bannibal Red. He starts reasonably well. He's got that electric early dash, good middle speed, and he stays so well. So he has to be the pick then for this quarterfinal. It's 4-7. If he went the 4-6 mark, I'd be very, very tempted to back him. But all in all, we're going to watch him hopefully progress to that all-important final. The third quarterfinal, and most of these greyhounds are drawn to perfection here. Really good makeup this race. Lautaro is a greyhound that is of interest, and he actually met Sign It Denver. You can see they're 3 and 6 in this third quarterfinal, but they met from 2 and 6 last Saturday evening. And you see Sign It Denver, he broke smartly, and he was disputing the lead with Infield Trojan in 3. And watch for 6 Latore. He didn't really break that well. But as he got clear daylight out the second bend, he really, really did take off. And they ended up in quite a tussle, the pair of them. Now let's look at the head-on. Lataro just edging in slightly. 2 Sign It Denver was trying to move off, but was kind of just getting held in a little bit by the rails trajectory of Infield Trojan. I think Sign It Denver is ideally drawn in trap 3, as you can see on the graphic there. Lataro will edge in, as we said, but I just think if he gets that better break, he could dispute the lead a bit sooner with Sign It Denver. Now, it's worth noting also that Bobsleigh Dream, she ran in the first round from trap 1, and she reverts back to that coveted red jacket draw here. And let's just watch her from the first round. She bounced out the boxes really nicely. She showed fair pace to the turn, and she held her line quite nicely, as we can see in the head-on. Let's just watch this then. Just maybe edged off slightly. That's why they're lane 1.25, but she straightens back up again. And then I can imagine her diving up on the inside of Make Noise in this lineup. And Make Noise has got a tendency just to edge off on the quarter between bends 1 and 2. So that's going to be a good ally for Bobsleigh Dream from a workable draw. Let's have a look at the picks then for this third quarter final. I've gone with Lataro. He's right about the 2-1 mark, but I can't leave trap 1 Bobsleigh Dream unbacked from a perfect draw. In the fourth quarter final, if you look at the lanes that some of these greyhounds are taking, you just look to say, well, a lot of these want the rails. They're going to go inside. But if you look into the context of it, and Savannah Bow in trap 1, Ballymac Belleville in trap 3, although they want to be near the fence, they are more slow away, staying types. And I think this is going to pave the way for Sing Along Sally, who I've put lane 2 there. She'll edge in. She won't dive in, but she will edge in and eventually get into lane 2. She's a quality greyhound, Sing Along Sally, and we can see her against Savannah Bow. Sally's in 4 and Bow's in 1. But look at her. She just bounces out the boxes. She edges across towards the inside and she forces her way through. She's got real quality, this bitch, and she stays well. Now, Savannah Bow will be staying on late, but eventually he got beat 3 lengths by the white bitch in the black jacket. And you can just see her just edging across gradually. And I think the fact that she's got more staying type greyhounds, she hasn't got a lot of early pace to clear. I think she could claim the inside to herself. Now, a main market rival is going to be Sign It Goofy, who incidentally is unbeaten for John Mullins throughout this contest so far. And let's go and watch him from last Saturday evening, again from trap 5. And he traps really nicely and shows good early dashing to the turn. Now, if he breaks like that, he could easily lead Sing Along Sally. And he's probably going to be somewhat vulnerable in the closing stages. But it's just the fact that he can trap nicely. Let's just watch him from trap 5. We've got him edging just in slightly as he comes into the turn. But he does just stay off the fence somewhat round the bend. So he will give room for the bitch to get up on the inside at some stage of this contest. But he is a dog that you can really say, you tip your hat to him and say he's really running well throughout this derby. Let's look at the pick then for this fourth quarter final. So the selection has to be Sing Along Sally from trap 4 at around 11-8.